Well, good afternoon to you. Hope you're all alright. Go parent low and zuch we all, which is happy St. Parent Days to everybody. Our patron saint, fantastic. Coming over there from Ireland. He wouldn't want it over there, but we certainly love him over here for sure. My flag is always out, I say about today, but mine's out there 365 days of the year. Anybody come my house, I say, just look for the flag flying, you'll be alright. The Cornish flag, you'll be alright. Now, everybody's alright. I was right when I went in yesterday. See, I have all these x-rays and all done. They did say there's no brain. So that's one good thing. There ain't nothing up there, so I can keep going as I'm going. Now, next week, I'm going to do some poems, as I said. So, I'm still going to do, stories afterwards, but I'm just going to do poems for the week. It's only and I'll start on Monday, as we know. Now, this is a one about a lady going down to see her aunt down Carbis Bay. Everybody stay safe. That's the most important. Comes on in. I just been on the phone to my old aunt down Carbis Bay. She's a dear old soul. She's 93. And she's like a kite. They used to have a farm down west years ago. And she'd know what hard work is. And she still get up crack of dawn. How she leave we standing. She's still able to go obbing and nobbing. And she's quick as a whip. Now I tell you what. There ain't no flies on she. Of course, when she lost her husband, she had to leave the farm because she couldn't cope with it on her own. So she bought this little place in Carbis Bay. I think she found it a bit strange first because she was used to a small village where everybody was related to everybody else. So if you stepped on one corn, the whole village limped. But she'd been in her new place a few years now, and she's happy as a lark. She got her son up the line, and he'd come down to see her when he can. Jack and me to keep an eye on her. And she'd dearly come up to her, like to come up to our place tide times. She used to come up on the bus. And she got a bit miffed when Jack said he thought he ought to go pick her up. She's some independent, but she gave in the end. We said to her a couple of years ago that she ought to move up near we so we could look after her a bit and do her shopping. What do you think she said? Yes? I might think about it when I'm a bit older. Bit older? She was 91 then. God admire it though, haven't we? She don't feel old, see. Bit a while ago she was telling me about this neighbour of hers I'd been having and been very well, and she was looking after her. Poor old soul, she said. I do what I can, 'cause she's no spring chicken. Turned out the poor old soul was 10 years younger than Enty. So there you are, you're as young as you feel, aren't you? I do like to hear tell about years ago, 'cause she was born up Cameron, and she remembered the gate blizzard. She said the snow was so high she walked over the top of the steamer gates up Stray Park Road. Apparently, every Easter they used to walk out cliff pick primroses. And Whitson they used to go down Pempons Wood pick cuckoos. No cars in they days, like we got now. They were fitter for it though. I know last winter she had a bit of cold on her chest and we thought she had a bit of something foreign. So we called the doctor and he said he didn't have nothing on her card. He hadn't seen her for donkey's years. When he come to see her, she said, while you're here, I want to ask you about this old pain in my leg. What do you think it is? He had a look at him and said, well, that's only a bit rheumatism. What do you expect at your age? Oh, that done it. She was mez as a fitcher. She said to me, I'll give him hold. He ain't nothing matter with me. I'm as fit as a flea. Don't call he no more. I like to think I'd be like that, like she. Some hopes. I don't know what I'm doing now. Half the time I had to get up the front room for something, and then I can't remember what I wanted. Think there'd be any hope for me, do you? That's that one. Now this one is a Ken Gill one. This is just called Unlucky Fred. Listen, my friends, to a sad little story about an old pal of mine who's now gone to glory. The unluckiest bloke who ever broke bread. What was his name? Well, let's call him Fred. Poor old Fred luck was always bad. 'Twas the only kind he ever had. Often he'd wistfully wished he could get a slice of the kind that's good. But bad luck dogged him all his life. He suffered nagging toothaches and a nagging wife. The job he did broke his heart. The car he had would never start. Nothing he did was ever right. He'd blow a fuse, switching on the light. All he tried turned out a mess. but kept him going I couldn't guess. But one thing did keep old Fred going, a secret dream within him glowing. A dream that fate, complex and strange, some day, some way his luck would change. Oh well, you might smile at poor old Fred, and the dreams he dreamt, but let this be said. Who are these wise men? Who are the fools? My friends. Fred come up on the football pools. Then there was a commotion in the local pub. Pandemonium reigned and Fred was the hub. There was music and dancing, backslapping and laughing, singing and shouting, cheering and chaffing, overwhelmed by emotion, with joy misty-eyed. Fred needed air, said he'd just step outside. He paused at the door and smiled at us, then stepped right outside, right under a bus. We rushed to help, if we could, our friend. But for Fred this time, it was the end. As he lay there covered in blood and muck, his last words were, "Just my luck." Now, up in that place of eternal salvation, flies a sad-faced angel on eternal probation, who keeps slipping on manna and denting his wings, who keeps forgetting the words of the psalms that he sings, whose harp never played 'cause he's broken the strings, who's found at his cost that death really stings, who keeps rushing in with a rest fear to tread, whose halo won't stay in place above his head, who's just found a leak in the cloud that's his bed, who causes St. Peter to swear and see red. You see, my friends, nothing's changed, 'cause it goes without saying, you can take it as said. The angel in question is unlucky Fred. If Lord spare me, see you on Monday. Take care.